God bless, God bless. How you doing, YouTube? So, I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about the price of tuition. And he was complaining that it's not affordable to go to school anymore. And I agree. I agree that college tuition is way too expensive. I mean, 30 years ago, you could get a bachelor's degree with like 15 grand. Today, it's gonna cost you anywhere from $40,000 to $80,000. I know people that are $80,000 in debt for a bachelor's degree. It all depends on your major, but it's ridiculous, right? And so everybody thinks, well, it's inflation. It's inflation, the reason why college tuition is going up. But that is far from the truth. It has nothing to do with inflation, the reason why the cost of tuition is up. The reason why the cost of tuition is up is because our brilliant Congress decided that they will use taxpayer dollars to lend people to go to school with. And so the colleges knew, oh, the government is going to pay for the tuition, and then the people are going to get stuck with that. Since the government is paying for it, everybody's going to qualify. Everybody's going to be able to take out student loans. And so what are we going to do? We're going to raise our tuition as much as we can, as much as the government is willing to pay. It's the same exact thing that landlords do with Section 8 tenants, right? If you are a landlord and you rent out to people with Section 8, the reason you do it is because you know that, let's say, the average 3-bedroom in New York goes for, I don't know, $1,800, which I paid years ago. But Section 8 is willing to pay $2,800 for a 3-bedroom apartment. What do you think that landlord is going to do? You think that landlord is going to rent it out for $1,800, or do you think that landlord is going to rent it out for $2,800? Well, I can tell you, because I know a lot of people who are landlords and rent out, that they take the $2,800. That's the same thing that is happening with the colleges. The colleges know that the government is going to give the student loans. And because of that, we are over $1 trillion in student loan debt. And the people aren't paying it back because they can't afford to pay it back. It's kind of like the 2008 housing crisis in a way, right? People can't afford to pay it back, so they're deferring. The only thing is that you can never get rid of this debt. The student loan debt is on you for the rest of your life until you pay it off. And so, yeah, so the government is just giving money away. And my experience in college was most people didn't know what they wanted to become. They were just going to college to go to college. You know, other people are graduating with stupid majors. I mean, I know people who graduated with liberal arts degrees. I know people who graduated, you know, with an English degree and things that the market does not demand for. You know, why are you going to get an English degree and the market doesn't demand for it? Unless you're willing to go overseas and teach English in China or somewhere else, why are you getting an English degree? It doesn't make any sense. And you're paying all that money. An art degree, you're paying all that money. And then you demand to get a 6-figure salary when you come out of school because you have a degree. You know, now you have people like Bernie Sanders that don't recognize that the government giving student loans and backing student loans up is causing tuition to rise. He wants to give free tuition. So, you know, forget about the fact that professors need to get paid and facilities need to be maintained, right? No, we're gonna give it away free. What do you mean free? What do you mean free? Nothing is free. It's gonna cost the taxpayers money. And then you know what's gonna happen to the college degree? Just like it's already happening, it's not gonna be worth nothing. Nothing. Because if the market isn't demanding for it, it will be worth nothing. That's exactly the issue that we have today. College degrees. People are graduating and they're not even going into their field of study. Why aren't we talking about this? About the fact that people are graduating with degrees that are worthless. The market is not demanding for it. So why make college tuition free for everyone? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. It brings the value of a college degree down. Just the same way as today. Today, a high school degree isn't worth anything. And we all know this. We all know this. It's the same thing that's going to happen to the college degree. It's the same exact thing that's going to happen to it. Unless you're in a profession like medical, or you want to practice law, or you want to be an engineer, there are certain fields that a college degree is necessary for. But most people, when I was in school, they were taking up majors that didn't make any. I knew somebody that was taking up physical education. What are you going to do with that? You're going to become a gym teacher? Nothing. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being a gym teacher. But what I am saying is that don't go to school for 4 years to become a gym teacher and expect to make a 6-figure salary. And then on the gym teacher salary, you can't even pay back your student loans. Doesn't make any sense. So that's the problem, I heard a story on the Dave Ramsey show of a guy who, he was going to medical school. The guy racked up $1 million in student loans. How are you giving students who don't have any work experience, who don't have credit, up to $1 million in student loans? The guy couldn't pass the MCAT. The guy can't become a doctor. He failed it 3 times. He can't become a doctor. That's it. He's kicked out. He can never take it again. He has $1 million in debt, and he's a biology teacher in a high school right now, making $30-something thousand a year. How is he supposed to pay back $1 million? Our government makes no sense. The solution is pay as you go to college. Pay as you go. Pay for each semester. Work a part-time job while you're going to school and pay your college tuition. The moment the government stops paying for college, colleges will know less students will be coming. So what will they do? They will drop the price of their tuitions. They will drop it because now it's more of a competitive field. Where are these students who are going to pay for college? Where are they going to go to school? Are they going to go to your school, or are they going to go to my school? You got to put these colleges to compete again, because student loans takes away all competition between colleges, making the price of tuition go up. When I was in college, I worked full-time and I went to school full-time, and I still managed to have a 3.9 GPA. I didn't find value in what I was studying. I didn't think that it was going to take me to where I wanted to be financially. So I left college, no student loan debt. I left college and I went to a trade school. because I saw more value in getting a certification in the trade of my specific field, which is elevators, and now I have a 6-figure salary. Whereas my college degree was going to put me in student loan debt, and I wasn't going to make more than $80,000 a year, I think. When I looked it up, it was actually less than that. It was like 75. So start paying for college, people. Let your kids work and go to school. Let them pay for their own tuition. Another option is what I do for my children, which is 529 or ESA. You know, put money away from them while they're young. Even if it's $5 a week, let the market multiply it. Even if it's $5 a week, just put it into the account, throw it into the index funds, and let that money grow, so that by the time your kids graduate from high school, they'll have a nest egg. They'll have money to pay for their college tuition, and they don't have to take out student loans. That's another option. But as long as the government is giving out student loans, the price of tuition will just keep rising, because the government will pay. The government will pay regardless of the price. The government will pay. They will give out loans in hopes that these people will land good jobs and be able to pay those student loans back. Now, another problem is that the government doesn't regulate what classes people are taking. I've heard of the dumbest classes in the world. When I was in college, there was some really stupid classes, okay, that were completely irrelevant to anyone's major. And I think that the government should really step in and say something, because colleges are just a business. That's all they are. They're not, you know, like I said, you have certain careers and majors that require a college degree, like a doctor, a lawyer, or an architect, an engineer. I'm 100% for that. But there are a lot of people graduating with stupid degrees in feminist studies and stuff like this. It makes no sense. No sense. Don't complain. Do not complain that you're not making 6 figures when you graduate from college because you took up something that is irrelevant to the marketplace. Anyway, God bless.